to
POTUS TV Tonight. Today we will be introducing many presidents, but to begin with the first, here's Mr. William Taft. Hello, Mr. Taft. How are you this fine evening?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Jonathan?
Very nice.
Please tell us something interesting that you'd like to share with us.
Well, I was the first president to have a car, because I couldn't walk all the way to the grocery store. Ho, ho, ho. But on a serious note, I was the only president ever to get stuck in my bathtub.
But how did you get out?
They pulled me out. It took 40 days and 40 nights. No, it didn't. I'm just kidding. They pulled me out, and the bathtub had to be replaced. It was a huge ordeal.
Oh, that's very interesting, Mr. Taft. Did it hurt?
Immensely. But not as much as Warren Harding's nervous breakdown when he was 24, if you know what I mean. Did you know that Harding was the only president to be elected on his birthday?
Truly a miracle.
That it is, Danny.
That it is, Jonathan.
Anything else you would like to share with us tonight, Mr. Taft?
Yes, yes. One of my favorite presidents, Ronald Reagan, was a lifeguard in his earlier years. If I was only thin enough to swim. I mean, he saved 77 people from drowning. He was even a captain in the military. I wish I was that fit.
Very nice, Mr. Taft. I'm sorry, but that's all we have time for you tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Ho, ho, ho. Thank you, Jonathan.
See you in Christmas time.
Daniel.
Adios. And now is the truly marvelous and amazing Mr. Taft.
Of course, Johnny had to take a bathroom break, but we must continue. So introducing our next guest, President Barack Obama.
What's up?
Hello, Mr. Obama.
What's
How are you today?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. Please tell me about any interesting hobbies you might have.
Oh, I love to play Scrabble. I mean, who cares about hanging with friends on the iPhone? I like to get down and manual with Scrabble. Getting back to the basics.
Very interesting. Do you have any nicknames that you were called,
Yes,
perhaps when you were a child?
When I was a child, they always called me Barry because I was so sweet.
Was there anything else you'd like to share with me?
Yes. Harry Truman also loved to play piano and cards. And do you know that Woodrow Wilson's second wife was a descendant of Pocahontas?
Any other commendable facts that you'd like to share with us, Mr. Obama?
Yes. Did you know that Bill Clinton was the youngest governor? Also, he played saxophone on national television. One more thing I'd like to share with you is that Theodore Roosevelt wrote over 25 books, and he was the first president to ever fly in an airplane.
That's so fly. I'm sorry, Mr. Obama, that's all we have time for you tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Maybe we can hit the court sometime.
Our next guest is Mr. Chester Arthur.
Hello, President Arthur. How are you tonight? Is there anything you'd like to share with us today?
Well, actually, yes. These are just one of the many pair of pants that I have. I have over 80 pair of pants because I change my pants many times a day. I love my pants. Pants.
Quite interesting. Are there any other facts you'd like to share with us?
Well, yes. You know, Lyndon Johnson was an auto mechanic before his presidential term, and he was very competitive, and he really liked to drive his car.
Splendid.
In addition to being the first president to speak on TV, Franklin Roosevelt was in office the longest time, longer than any other president.
Marvelous.
Yes. George W. Bush followed in his father's footsteps and became president. Also, did you know that he had a collection of over 250 baseballs?
Wasn't that number out of the park? Well, I'm sorry, President Arthur, but that's all the time we have left for you tonight.
Thank you. It was nice being on your show.
Thank you for having us. Or thank you for being here.
Our next guest, President Dwight Eisenhower.
Hey, Mr. Eisenhower, can you tell us something about yourself?
Absolutely. I'm the first president to be on color TV.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
So, Mr. Eisenhower, I hear you have a pet dog.
I have a Weimaraner.
Oh, that's cute.
Herbert Hoover had a German Shepherd named King Tut, but sadly his dog could not console him because he was an orphan at age 8. Did you know that Nixon was the first president to visit China while in office and get motion sickness?
How very interesting. Any other cool things you'd like to tell us?
Well, William McKinley was the governor of Ohio before being president and was the first president to use campaign buttons.
Gee whiz.
Sorry, but that's all we have time for you tonight, and thank you. Danny, of course, had to take a bathroom break, but now, on to our next guest, Mr. Calvin Coolidge. And our next guest, Mr. Calvin Coolidge. Come here, Mr. Coolidge. What? See what I did there? Alright. So, welcome to POTUS TV Tonight, President Coolidge. Or should I say, John Coolidge?
Yes, Mr. Charles. My name is actually John, not Calvin. Did you know that I was the governor of Massachusetts from 1919 to 1920?
So cool, like Coolidge. Oh, okay. Any other cool fact you'd like to tell us?
Yes. Did you know that Harry Truman ended World War II by nuking Japan twice?
Twice.
Also, John F. Kennedy's middle name is Fitzgerald, named after his grandfather, and that he's a big target of organized crimes.
Thank you, Mr. Coolidge, but that's all the time we got for you tonight.
Fun fact time! Did you know that John Adams and Thomas Jefferson both died on the same day? July 4th, 1826.
Looks like they're independent from life. James Monroe once chased the Secretary of the Treasury out of the White House with a pair of red-hot tongs.
Andrew Jackson was nearly assassinated by a man named Richard Lawrence, who tried to shoot Jackson twice, but both shots misfired.
Lucky boy. William Henry Harrison's death is why the U.S. has firm plans in place for presidential succession. He served just 31 days, 12 hours, and 30 minutes. He died of pneumonia.
And that's what I call a short term. John Tyler's youngest daughter was born when he was 70, and he married a woman that was 30 years younger than him.
We got a tiger in the house. Millard Fillmore was told by the Queen Victoria herself in 1855 that Fillmore was the handsomest man she has ever laid eyes on.
Franklin Pierce was said to be cursed. His first 2 sons died while they were kids, and his third died on a train which derailed.
Rutherford B. Hayes actually never won the election. He lost to Samuel Tilden by 250,000 votes. But there was a mix-up in the Electoral Commission, and they announced Hayes the winner.
Sucks for Sam Tilden. James A. Garfield was shot on July 2nd, 1881. Historians say it wasn't the wound that killed him. It was the doctors working on him.
Quotes on Grover Cleveland had a secret operation to remove a tumor from his mouth, but that no one knew about till 25 years later.
Martin Van Buren was the first president born an American citizen.
Weird. James K. Polk was the first president to serve the country from coast to coast.
California.
Florida.
Ulysses S. Grant was fined $20 for speeding with his horse and carriage.
Take that to the bank. James A. Garfield could write with both hands at the same time in different languages.
Grover Cleveland was the first and only president to be married in the White House.
John Tyler had 15 children.
Take that, K+8.
Oh snap.
Beginning? Okay. Thank you for joining us on
POTUS TV Tonight. Catch us next week where we will be
interviewing the following presidents:
George Washington,
James Madison,
John Quincy Adams,
Zachary Taylor,
James Buchanan,
Abraham Lincoln,
Benjamin Harrison,
Gerald Ford,
Jimmy Carter,
George Bush Sr.
Thank you for joining us and have a wonderful day.